going on, guys? It is Goalazio here. Welcome back to another FIFA 19 career mode video. Guys, today I am bringing you the best Pogba-like players to sign in FIFA 19 career mode. And to be fair, I've done this series now for a little while. I've actually done quite a few players, so you can check that out. The playlist link's in the description. But this one is going to be ever so slightly different, because when I was making this video, I was like, I can introduce these other players, but they are just not as good. They are not a really good alternative. There's only, let me be honest, one. I found one alternative player, which I thought, you know what, this guy is on point, near enough, a perfect alternative. He's 10 times cheaper, but we'll get into that in a few moments' time. Guys, make sure you do hit that like button. Of course, don't forget to subscribe if you are brand new around here. Of course, make sure you check out the rest of this series as well. But anyway, first off, though, I want to have a look at Paul Pogba. I want to show you the stats. I want to show you some of the key features that we are looking about. And also, I want to share with you the in-game playing style that he actually has to go, this is the type of player that you need in your squad. Let's get into Pogba. Let's have a look. So, Paul Pogba, right, guys, he's starting off at 88 rated, and he is a central midfielder, right, to initially start off with. And some of his just key standout stats is the likes of his strength, his jumping, his reactions, his composure are absolutely incredible. And the thing is, though, you can just look through his statistics now with the rest of them, like his penalties, his short passing, his shot power at 90. The guy is absolutely incredible, just with those general all-round stats. And the key things that we are looking for here is kind of his height. That's what we're looking for, right? So have a quick look at that height. He is 6'3". He's 26 years old. 5-star skills, 4-star weak foot, high attacking work rate, medium defensive work rate. And this is what you kind of look in the main key attributes, to be truthfully honest, in a centre mid, which is very much like Pogba. And to be fair, if I'm honest, this was really difficult to actually find, because the thing is, though, in game, Pogba, this is how he plays. So if you are using him, you either play him in a cam, you can play him in CDM, you can play him in a centre mid as well. It's entirely up to you. I've played him in a CDM or a centre mid type role. And what he actually does is that he can get forward and he can get back at the same time. He's always around that middle of the field. Actually, he works perfectly as a centre mid more than anything. He goes forward enough times, but he doesn't overdo it to basically be, right, okay, we've left the middle now. But the thing was, what I found difficult with this particular player to actually find an alternative was the fact that you couldn't find anyone to actually do that. That was the difficult thing. You literally couldn't find a player which would do that. One would either push forward too much and become more of an attacking midfielder, or the other one just wouldn't move. That's not Paul Pogba. Pogba moves, well, when he bothers to play, moves around the field quite often in real life and, of course, in actual FIFA 19. He goes back and forth. He never leaves the gap open too much. That's the biggest thing that I'm trying to get across there, and that's what I found in-game. And I found a player that actually does this all the time, and he's going to cost you around £7 million. It's this guy. To be fair, some of you may have seen this coming. This is Tonali, one of the best midfielders that you will sign in FIFA 19 career mode. You can see there with his stats, he is a CDM to actually begin with, and he can play centre mid. The reason I've picked him, because he plays exactly like Pogba in game. The only thing he doesn't have, which is the exact same as those 5-star skill moves or 4-star skill moves. If I'm honest, I don't tend to use skill moves anyway. That's a personal playing style. But in game, this is the main thing that we need to get to with his actual playing style. He does the exact same thing as Pogba. He doesn't leave the gap too far. He pushes forward enough to help the attack. He comes back to actually help perfectly. So Tonali is that absolutely perfect central midfielder to actually sign. So some of you might be thinking, well, I signed Tonali already. But some of you might be wanting to sign Pogba, but can't afford him. This guy is the alternative. Honestly, if you're trying to sign Pogba and you want Pogba, sign Tonali instead, because he'll be such a better alternative. And you get him for a quarter, like literally a tenth of the price. The guy's going to cost you around 7 mil, something like that. Ridiculously cheap. But anyways, have a quick look through his statistics. Some of his main statistics, especially traits: leadership, Pogba, flair, He does have long passer, playmaker, of course, as well, when he's actually as a computer. But his strength is a main stat. His stamina, his sprint speed. So he is pretty fast. Ball control is very good. His crossing is pretty decent. Long passing at 79 as well, and 76 short passing. But I just can't reiterate enough how important they play very similar to each other. If you have the opportunity, sign them both. Have them both in your side. But if you need an alternative to Pogba, Tonali will do the job. That playing style in-game works absolutely perfectly. Like, he charges forward enough. He helps attack enough. He helps the defensive enough. And Pogba does the exact same thing with Tonali. And that's the reason And to be fair, that's the reason I've only picked one player this particular time round. It is literally because there's no other player, realistically, that I've used. I've used a lot of CDMs. It's one of the most difficult positions I've tried to find to actually do. They've actually matched that up. A close one would be Travis, but he doesn't grow enough. And also, the only problem I have with Travis is literally that rating. And the thing is, though, he's not a good alternative to Paul Pogba then. He's more of a defensive side of Pogba. So, like, the defensive side of Pogba that you'll have, Travis is perfect for. But the attacking side is not. So, the only other player that comes close is that Travis, just because he does fill the gap. But Tonali, I don't want to give you rubbish players and go sign this player, when they might do the job. Tonali does the job, and that's the reason I've recommended him. Right, guys, that was the best alternative player you can sign to Paul Pogba. Honestly, some of you, I hope you... So that was the best alternative player that you can actually sign instead of Paul Pogba. I know some of you might be thinking, Dan, you've only literally suggested one player, but I don't want to give you any other ones because Tonali is the perfect alternative in my personal opinion. Just the way he plays is just absolutely brilliant, and he works perfectly as an altercation to Paul Pogba, in my personal opinion anyway. The guy's absolutely incredible. But what I want you to do right now, just because I've done only one player on this particular one, I want you to actually comment below. I want to know your players that you've used in CDM, which are very similar to Paul Pogba-esque. There's a good alternative for Paul Pogba. Let me know in that comment section below. It'll be interesting to hear your personal opinions. But anyway, guys, I hope you all did enjoy the video. If you did, hit that like button. Of course, don't forget to share with your friends. It would mean a lot. And of course, if you are new here, don't forget to subscribe, because it does mean a lot. It supports the channel loads. And of course, guys, check me out on Twitter at Goalazio. But anyway, I want to say thanks for watching. And guess what, guys? I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.